Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew Imber, and today I want to talk to you about the gut-brain connection. The gut and the brain have an intimate connection, and one of the first signs of a decrease in brain function is a decrease in digestive function. Some early signs of decreased digestive function are difficulty digesting foods you were previously able to eat, constant bloating or gas, and alternating constipation and diarrhea. Some corresponding early signs of decreased brain function are poor memory, inability to find words, difficulty learning new things. These are only a few of the many symptoms connected with breakdowns in the gut-brain axis. We see this connection throughout our lives, starting as early as infancy, with a direct correlation between when a child learns to crawl, walk and talk, and start to eat solid foods. Later in life, when we see an extensive breakdown of the brain, we can see digestion decrease and even degradation of bowel and bladder control. So what is the gut-brain connection? To understand the gut-brain connection, we have to look at a few basics of what makes up the gut and what makes up the brain. To start, let's look at the gut. The gut is comprised of 5 major parts. One is a long tube of muscles, 20 feet long when the muscles are contracted and 30 feet when they're relaxed. 2 is nerves. Your gut has more nerves than any other part of your body other than the brain. 3, intestinal bacteria. You actually have more bacterial cells than you do human cells in your body. 4 is digestive enzymes. You have 3 main enzymes, 2 of which have to be sent to the stomach from other organs. And 5 is an immune system. The immune system in your gut is different than the rest of your body because it's technically an external part of your body. Now that we've looked at the gut, let's take a look at the brain. Your brain is constantly receiving and transmitting information. You take in information from the world around you, your brain processes that information, and then you decide what action to take. Sometimes these actions are conscious. For example, you see a candy bar, you decide you want that candy bar, and then you reach out your hand and grab it. Other times these actions are unconscious. For example, you put food in your mouth that triggers a receptor on your tongue, then that goes to the brain. The brain signals the start of release of digestive enzymes in your stomach. Some basic examples of stimuli that stimulate these receptors are visual stimuli, touch, sound, gravitational input, taste, smell, etc. When it comes to the brain's output, the transmitter portion, there are 2 major categories. First off is the motor system. The motor system is voluntary, which means you consciously control it. This is the system that activates when you want to reach your hand out and grab something, or you want to speak. This makes up 10% of your brain's output. This is where that famous saying comes from, you only use 10% of your brain. This refers to the fact that you only can decide to use or not use 10%. The other 90% is unconscious. The unconscious 90% represents your autonomic nervous system, which is involuntary. This is part of your brain that coordinates heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, digestion, so on. This part of your nervous system is further broken down into 2 categories. The first being your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest portion. The second is your sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight portion. Often, when different parts of your brain are imbalanced, it will cause disturbances in either the way we interpret information that's coming into the brain or the way we carry out actions implemented by the brain. For example, if there is a decrease in the gut's ability to signal the brain that food has entered the intestines, the brain will not know to start contractions of the muscles around your intestines that are responsible for motility, resulting in constipation, bloating, and discomfort. In contrast, let's say that you have a brainstem dysfunction in the central nervous system. Your stomach may send a signal that food has entered, but as your brain activates less, the vagus nerve, which is part of your parasympathetics, actually loses the ability to signal the release of digestive enzymes needed to break down food, leading to indigestion. A lot of times, we will even see neurodegeneration start in the gut. Parkinson's disease, for example, we see degeneration in the gut and chronic constipation years before any of the Parkinson's symptoms actually develop. Recent studies have even found that people with inflammatory bowel disease develop white matter lesions in the brain, as identified by MRI, with the same frequency as patients with multiple sclerosis, or MS. All of this shows us that we can't just treat the gut or the brain when there is a problem happening in both. We have to look at individuals as a whole, assess what areas of the body are having problems, and address those deficits. For example, if you're feeling depressed, we can't just treat your brain and ignore that 90% of your serotonin, the neurotransmitter used to stimulate feelings of joy, is produced in your gut. We have to treat the body as a whole to truly solve the cause of the problem. So to find out how this plays into what's bothering you, call us today at 630-257-0550 to schedule your complimentary consultation. Thank you.